FOURNIER BEAUDRY Guillaume CIZERON France.
On the ice, representing France, Laurence FOURNIER BEAUDRY and Guillaume CIZERON.
So from the race to the podium, to the race to the top spot. This is the new pair of Laurence FOURNIER BEAUDRY and Guillaume CIZERON. Guillaume, of course, won gold in 2022 with our Gabriela Papadakis, and they entered today 1.18 points off of first place.
Yes, and they have won both of their Grand Prix events this season, but faced their toughest test yet against the world champions Chuck and Bates. And they're skating on the Well soundtrack.
This free dance inspired by the power and serenity of water, more so than the actual film. And they have come on so strong this season, already defeating Fear and Gibson, Gillis and Poirier. Both teams stood on the world podium last season. And this is a team that could challenge for an Olympic gold medal. So their performance here, super important to see how they stack up against Chalk and Bates, who are Olympic gold medal favorites.
Yes, there was a fall here. That's a -1 deduction.
And we'll see that, of course, in the replays, but they were skating on the razor's edge in this free dance. It's the first time that they've faced Chuck and Bates back-to-back, and they had a lot to prove with this free dance, so that mistake will cost them grade of execution, of course, for that element, the mandatory 1-point deduction, and it will also affect the component score, the artistic side of the total score, and that's where they really have shone brightly this season, was on that artistic side. But I think that they still are a threat for the Olympic gold medal, a threat for the Olympic podium, certainly, but that unfortunate mistake, of course, will make it very hard for them to win this free dance and this competition. They're both very strong individual skaters, and they bring that together to create really beautiful pictures. I think their skating is very emotional and very vivid, very nuanced. I think that against Chuck and Bates, it's an interesting dynamic of a team that's been together for at least a century now versus a team that has just started dating, and like kind of putting those two long-term relationships versus a short-term relationship against one another. It's interesting to see how that plays out. But now look at these replays.
Now they have had a level 3 and a level 4 on their 1-foot step section, which is the highest level on this element in this competition. The mistake was surprising. I would, as a skater myself, retired skater, but I feel like this type of mistake happened because of stress and of anxiety, which is understandable. This is there's a lot of stakes going into that competition, and sometimes that can be what throws you off.
As we look into our spy cam on the results, not only do they have that fall, they also are getting called for an extended lift. There's a certain amount of time that you're allowed to spend in a lift. And that'll be a 1-point deduction as well. So that's 2 points off just from the fall and the extended lift. As we look ahead to Chalk and Bates and how tight the competition was after the rhythm dance.
The margin was 1.18 points between this team and the team of Chalk and Bates, so it was going to take an excellent skate from Fournier Beaudry and Cizeron to really put the pressure on the 3-time world champions Chalk and Bates, and those two mistakes certainly seem like they'll loom costly here as the judges put the finishing touches on the score here.
Despite the mistakes, the technical score is going to be quite high for the quality of the other technical elements that they performed.
And there is the score, 126.69. It is enough to put this team into the lead for now and guarantee them a top 2 finish, but you can see some disappointment on their faces here.
They had a chance to make a big statement against Chalk and Bates in this competition, and you know, if Chalk and Bates skate with the same level of consistency that we've seen from them this season